wonder why the enemy's cast bar has a texture on it, which I don't like. Kind of trying to figure out why it looks like that. But oh well. Oh, the grind is real. $98 damage. That's low. Hey, what's up, Facepalm? How's it going? Just trying to level this priest up for Burning Crusade. Gotta get her to 60. I don't use the hardcore HUD for this character. I don't like it for the priest. There's so the priest with healing and stuff. I need targets and stuff, and so this HUD just works. This layout works better for the priest. I like it better for the priest. This layout.
My mana is nearly gone.
Oh, really? I know. Doesn't he look comfy? He was in the computer chair, but I picked him up and put him on the over there. He's sleeping peacefully. He lives up in that aisle when you walk in, like a door creaking up and talking to the wife. Plus, you get to drive that new truck. we, yeah, we bought a new truck yesterday. It's just like a Nissan Frontier 2020. It's a nice truck. No, doing dungeons is always good XP, but I mean, questing is always, if you know which quests to do and in what order, it's almost always going to be faster level doing quests. Now, of course, doing dungeons, if you have quests to do in the dungeon, is what you want to do. So when you're going through Burning Crusade, right, you're going to be going through and doing all the quests, then you're going to stock up on all the dungeon quests, and you're going to go into the dungeon, knock out all the dungeon quests, and then you're going to go back out and keep doing all the quests. That's pretty much going to be your fastest way to level. Right now, I would love to get dungeons and just heal dungeons for like a couple hours because I really don't enjoy doing these quests that I've done 10,000 times. You know what I mean? But it's a lot harder to find groups in Classic if you're not in a guild, which I'm not, or if you're there's no group find really looking for group outside of just there's the channel looking for a group, but there's no like dungeon finder where I can just queue in a dungeon, which I don't necessarily want a dungeon finder because I would like a dungeon finder where you create a group for dungeons, but I don't like the teleporting to the dungeon. I think people should walk to the dungeon so that people are actually out in the real world and not just have like an empty world. I not have a... I don't. Never mind.
You need something? What can I do for you?
A lot of mana.
Magic missile.
Every time I get Mark of the Wild on me, it triggers my MSBT alert for Magic Missile, which I believe is, I'm not sure which event is, which trigger's doing that. It's gonna be one of these probably. This one, I think. Yeah.
Magic missile.
Skin name is like Savior's Sacrifice. I don't know why it triggers whenever someone hits me with Might of the Wild, but it does. Kind of funny. Very funny. Okay. Um, in Wrath of the Lich King, I think they took it out. So Star Shards existed in Burning Crusade and Vanilla. I believe in Wrath of the Lich King they took it out. The really funny part about Star Shards, and a lot of people probably don't even know this, is in Burning Crusade I believe it's instant cast as opposed to a channeling cast. So I talked a lot about this yesterday. I talked a lot about this yesterday in regards to PvP because, like, when you're thinking about PvP, right, like arena, specifically arena, like a lot of times you're going up against rogue teams, and your way to combat rogues, a lot of your ways to combat rogues is to put dots on them so they can't re-stealth. So you have Shadow Word Pain, but you also have Star Shards in Burning Crusade, which I believe is a instant cast. So you have multiple dots, which in arena is actually really useful. Now, like I said, I believe in Wrath they removed Star Shards. So let's take a quick peek. In fact, what's funny is they gave it to Druids. So Druids, I think, got Star Shards in Wrath, and Priests lost Star Shards. Alright, so here you have it in Night Elf. Does it say... the Arcane Priest. That correctly applies a debuff on stat. Let's see, what version of WoW is this? This is also classic. Range Star Shards, but see its damage over 6 seconds. Let's do Burning Crusade Priest spells. Shouldn't really matter what what spec I am. Okay, so if we look at here, instance. You notice this Burning Crusade, Star Shards instant. Range Star Shards down on an enemy target, causing 16 arcade damage over 15 seconds. So, and then if you were to look at this in Wrath of the Lich King, you'll see that Star Shards completely disappears, and that Star Shards becomes a Druid spell. But in Burning Crusade, I think Burning Crusade to me is one of the funnest versions of the Discipline Priest in Arena because of the fact that you do have 2 instant cast dots that you can apply to stealthers, rogues and druids and stuff. And it's really overlooked. I talked a lot yesterday about how I think priests are really underrated in Arena. In Burning Crusade, I'm talking about Night Elf priests. Night Elf priests are really underrated. What level is that? I think that's the same bow my hunter has. Yeah, I think it is. I think. But yeah, I feel that Night Elf priests are really underrated in Arena. And everybody's always like, well, you got to be a dwarf priest because of Fear Ward. And I understand the concept of why that's good, but I mean, having Star Shards, having the ability to stealth and drink. Here, I've got a macro for that we were talking about yesterday. So if you go here, let's see, is it this one? Yeah. So, like in Arena, like if my rogue partner's got someone sapped and they have another one engaged and I need a drink, I can just go over, I can hit this macro, and immediately I'm drinking and I'm stealthed. And the worst part about that for the other team is if they weren't actively looking at my position because, the rogue had them engaged, I can get almost a full drink off before they can even find me. And I'm back to full mana, which can be massive in an Arena match. So, yeah, so I really think Night Elves are underappreciated in TBC Arena. And Star Stars doesn't really do a lot of damage in TBC. In fact, it does very little. But it's just the fact that it prevents the stealther from, re-stealthing. It's kind of like throwing, the Druid debuff. Well, priests need, Night Elf priests need all the help they can get. Because the problem with the priest in your mana efficiency is not as good as like a Druid. So you'll run up against tons of Druid healers, and Druid healers have a lot better, they're a lot more efficient with their mana use than priests. So you'll run out of mana quite a bit, so having the ability to stealth and get drinks off is key, is crucial to extending Arena matches and trying to get the victory. Alright, who else do I need? Done with these guys. Okay, we still need 4 skeletal fiends. And Star Shards actually in Classic WoW scales 100% with plus arcane damage. So if you stack a bunch of plus arcane damage gear, your Star Shards actually starts to hit pretty hard. So there is such a thing as a arcane priest leveling build. I'm not even joking. You can actually do that. It's pretty funny actually. Hi, baby. Didn't need this if I stock it. You know, let's go the other way.
Me and my girlfriends exchange clothes all the time. We're all the same size.
Limited Commonwealth. Hmm. Who's oh, I don't remember who this person is. To be Banana Company wise. Let's see, friends. Zagrim. The Stars of Doom, indeed. I should go buy some arcane. I'll check the auction house and see if we can find some plus arcane damage. I thought at one point I actually had some arcane gear, but I probably got rid of it. I mean, I have some healer gear. Like my braces are definitely healing based. Typically on priest leveling, you just want a large mana pool is pretty much the best because you just want as little downtime as possible. You know. Love you. You're naked. Hello, Skraz. I got people saying hi to me. What? You leaving? Yeah, if you die from PvP, your hardcore run does end. But on blood, we level hardcore on Bloodsail usually, and it's not a PvP realm, so you would have to somehow let yourself get flagged for PvP. Trying to do hardcore, level to 60 without dying on a PvP realm would be very difficult because you always get ganked. I was killed in the wetlands in Menethil Harbor just yesterday by a rogue that came out of stealth and just killed me, like two-shot me. I was just walking to the Flight Master and a rogue comes out of stealth and boom, boom, I'm dead. So that would pretty much, end your hardcore run right there. So, sweet. Yeah, the rogues, they love to just gank you, out of nowhere. It's just, that's rogues for you. I mean, I play rogues sometimes. I love rogues. And actually, I may play my rogue today. What I've been doing is kind of, although I don't know if I have a rogue on this server, it might be my rogue on the other. I have two WoW accounts, so this is my one that I'm planning on playing mostly for Crusade, but I have my main original WoW account, which has all my main characters on it from all the way back in 2004, from when I first started playing WoW, when WoW first, came out. But this is the account that I'll probably be playing the Burning Crusade characters on. Let's get over here and we'll kill the wolves through here. Oh, yeah. But I may do a rogue today. I can't remember if I have a good rogue on this particular account. I don't think I do, though. So I may not do a rogue today. I've got my hunter, my paladin, my priest, and I think maybe a druid. Maybe I'll do the druid today. Man, druids are such a... I like druids, but low-level leveling on druids I don't enjoy that much. Druids get a lot more fun when they get past, like, level 30. Alright, so we did hit level, we did our next level. What are we, level 29? So, we're gonna keep pushing up our 1 damage, so push it up to another 5%. Because it is really pretty much mandatory. This quest like a low-level quest now? Yeah, it is. I don't think I'm gonna do this quest. I think it's too low level now. Unfairly night. Yeah, that's a good question, Zagreem, because I mean the whole thought process is like what server do you want to be on when TBC Classic comes out? And so if you go to Ironforge, right? Ironforge Pro, and you look at damn it. If you go to Ironforge Pro, Ironforge, you can look at the balances on the servers kind of like right now. Go to demographics. And you can see that I'm on Gravis right now, which is a pretty good server. It's 5,000, so a little bit low population, but a lot of the populations on a lot of the classic realms has dropped because people aren't playing as much. They're kind of waiting for for Burning Crusade. So if you go up and look at servers that have higher pop, like Whitemane, this is actually a pretty good realm. And look, it's 50. This is a great realm, really. If you look at Whitemane, good population, and it's straight across the board 50-50. I like Gravius because the people on Gravius are pretty nice. It's a pretty cool server, but the population on Gravius has definitely dropped over the last like 4 months, so that's a problem. Not really a problem, but I'm hoping that it'll pick up. When TBC comes out, I'm hoping the people that played on Gravius that have kind of aren't playing right now, that they'll all come back and start playing again. But we'll see what happens. 5,000 people on a realm is it's pretty good. It's not bad. Yeah, but you're right. Faralina's going to be probably pretty high. Now I know, didn't Asmongold take a break? It's 100% Horde. Yeah, crazy. I know Asmongold took a break, but I know for sure Asmongold. There's no way he's not going to come back and play TBC because he knows he'll make a ton of money. He'll just make a ton of money streaming TBC. The guy's not a complete moron, although it's debatable. The guy's kind of a weirdo, but I'm sure he'll come back and stream on. And he was on Faralina initially, so if he goes back to Faralina and starts streaming on Faralina, he has his whole group of minions that follow him wherever he goes, so that server pop would go up a lot on Faralina if he goes back and streams there. Oh, my wife left the door open. I got cats all over here. Hi, Ra. How are you? Hi, Ra. Got a kitty beneath my feet. Yeah, and he's Alliance, so yeah, it'll be a lot of Alliance. Still trying to wake up. Hi, Ra. I got a cat running between my feet. Wants my attention. Yeah, I thought about what server to play on, and I just figured I have characters here. Worst case scenario, I mean, I hope this doesn't happen, but if this server was poor, I could possibly consider either a server transfer, which I don't want to do because it's kind of expensive, or just re-rolling on a different server, which I don't want to do either because then I'd have to start from level 1, which wouldn't. I'd rather have characters that are 60 and just ready to go right into TBC content. Ra, you can't really sit on the keyboard. I can't play if you put your butt on the keyboard. Okay? This cat wants to sit in my lap while I'm playing. Let me go, Horde. Yeah? You leaving, babe? Alright, I'll see you. Babe. Yeah, so yeah, there's a cat that's climbing on me. I've got 3 cats. One's kind of a half Siamese, half tabby named Amun Ra. And the other cat's Osiris, kind of catching the Egyptian theme here. The other cat's Osiris, and he's a big black cat. Like, he's big. He's about, I'd say he's probably around 15 or 16 pounds. And then I've got another cat, Anubis, who's a female. So, and she's asleep somewhere. Osiris is asleep on there's an ottoman on the other side of my computer desk here. Osiris is asleep there. Amun Ra's weaving in and out of my feet right now. And then Anubis is in the bedroom asleep. They sleep this time of day. They usually get up. They usually sleep till about 2 or 3 p.m. And then they get up and they want to be fed. So anyways, I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to grab another drink and get this cat out of the office, shut the door. My wife opened up the door, so that's why he's in here terrorizing me. He's not really terrorizing me, but getting in my way. I'm going to put him out, and I'll be right back in a minute. Yeah, so I have just the priest here, really the priest and the paladin. This is druid, which I don't know how much I'm going to play this druid yet, and then of course the hunter. I really want to get the hunter and the priest to 60, and the paladin to 60 before Burning Crusade comes out. But man, leveling a priest is always kind of, it's not difficult, it's just kind of boring. You do a lot of just wand, wand, wand. So I'll try to, at some point, I like to, well, once I get to like level 30, it's a little easier because we can just start spamming. Even at 28, even at 29 right now, we can start spamming Nomer, looking for Nomer groups. TBC, they haven't announced when yet. We don't know the actual release date, I don't think, but it should be coming out within the next 2 to 3 months, I would imagine. You know, I don't think there's an official like date. Like if I go, okay, well, we know the beta's coming. So last week Blizzard announced the World of Warcraft first expansion. Let's see, I just need one more of these wolf flanks. This article came out February 27th, which was what? Which was yesterday. So this is a pretty recent article. Last week, Blizzard announced the World of Warcraft first official session of Burning Crusade will be getting its Classic server option later this year in the form of TBC Classic. As confirmed, current WoW Classic servers, okay, blah, blah, blah. The exact release date for Burning Crusade hasn't been revealed yet, but those interested already have the option to opt in for the game's beta, which if you guys have not done, make sure you opt in for the beta. Go to World of Warcraft. Not that. worldofwarcraft.com, and if you go to, let's see, WoW Classic, I think, then it says Burning Crusade Classic's coming, and you can go to opt in to Burning Crusade Classic Beta here. Now, I've already done this on both. I can click it here, but it should tell me that I've already done it. Okay, it says you've already opted in now. So make sure you go to worldofwarcraft.com and opt in to the Classic Beta. And what's interesting about the Classic Beta, what they did last time, and I almost missed getting, because I was invited to the WoW Classic, the original beta, but I didn't even know it, because the way they did it was kind of interesting. What they did was it just showed up in your drop down. See, you have the drop down here, and I wasn't used to that, so every time I logged in, I was seeing World of Warcraft. It wasn't until one day I noticed that there was a little drop down. I was like, "Oh, there's a drop down here." I never even noticed it before because I hadn't played WoW in years. You know, I don't play retail much, so I hadn't played WoW much in years. And so I just went in and I clicked the drop down, and then I saw WoW Classic. There was like a thing that said WoW Classic Beta, and I was like, "What?" And I logged in and it let me right in. So and then I went back to my email, and it had I had been given an invite into WoW Classic Beta, and it had been like 9 days ago or almost 2 weeks prior. So I actually didn't even know that I was. Could have been playing WoW Classic Beta for like 10 days or something. But anyways, yeah, so definitely opt in and keep an eye on your email. Also, every time you log into the WoW launcher, go ahead and click the drop down. I mean, I would imagine that the beta is going to come out within the next 30 days. That's my guess. I could be wrong, but with the way the information has come out and with what they've said, I think it's going to be coming out within the next 30 days. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, definitely, Zygram. But that's my guess. I think we'll see a beta release within the next month. I could be wrong, though. I could be way wrong. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, you know. In WoW Classic, no, you cannot dual spec in WoW Classic. Not that I'm aware. No, there's no dual spec in WoW Classic. Yeah. I think it was like Kata. Yeah, I think it was like Cataclysm. Yeah. I think it was Kata or... I think it was Cataclysm, yeah. I... Maybe it might have been Lich King. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But it definitely was not Burning Crusade. It was added... in 3.1. I don't know when patch 3.1 was. Find out. That sounds like Cataclysm. It sounds like Cataclysm. Or, I mean, Lich King, sorry. Yeah, so it was Lich King. So the first major patch for Lich King added dual talent. Yeah, it was Wrath. Ah, they already shut over the Dano. Jesus. But yeah, leveling on the priest can be kind of it can be very boring, I think. What level is Black Fathom Depths? That's like 23? I don't know if they're doing name reservation for the fresh servers, like they did with Classic, you know, where they were like, you know, you could go on a server and create your character ahead of time. You gotta go play some ranked Siege. Alright. Thanks, Zygram. Have a good one, man. Have a good day. Have a good Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. It's pretty boring watching me level a priest, I know. Honestly, I'm just looking for some Shadow Weavers, but all I keep seeing is these damn Dark Runners. Only everybody else is running through here killing all the Shadow Weavers as well. All I'm seeing is Dark Runners. I need to find a very active guild, someone that wants to just, you know, with a lot of people in it that are doing dungeons a lot, because I want to spam dungeon runs, level this character up quickly, but I haven't been able to find a guild yet that looks like it's really active. Can't find any Shadow Weavers. They're all dead. Dark Runner, Dark Runner, Dark Runner. It's like all Dark Runners. That Dark Runner, Dark Runner, Dark Runner. I know this one over here is a Shadow Weaver.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Everybody, they're just Dark Runners everywhere. No, they haven't given a timeline yet, Mason. You did opt in for the beta though, didn't you, Mason? If you go to the site and opt in, because you can go ahead and opt in for the Burning Crusade beta when they do the beta, which I think they're going to do the beta within the next month. Within the next 30 days, I fully expect to see a beta. You know, but they haven't given a timeline yet. I mean, I was just reading an article here on it. And this article came out yesterday. Exact release date of the Crusade hasn't been revealed yet, but those interested already have the option to opt in for the game's beta. So when will this beta kick off? This hasn't been announced yet either, but as spotted by credible World of Warcraft data miner Martin Benjamins, the first signs of the beta have now surfaced. Let's take a look. The Flambetters, or the bear. Let's take a look at this code. So he pulled this out of the code. So what we have here is ID WoW, WoW event, add product, WoW, WoW dev, TBC internal alpha, but do we have a date? So what we have here is some, just some code. It looks like this is written in whatever coding language they're using. I think they still use that one language, Lua, for a lot of their configuration. World of Warcraft, TBC names TBC, TBC name alpha is TBC internal alpha, but is there a date? Match. So Shadowlands beta, Shadowlands WoW submissions TBC. I'm just looking to see what this is where this populates at. But anything else? World of Warcraft TBC name. Now this is WoW dev, so this, and then WoW event 1 deprecated, requires region permission flags, requires account visible. That just means you have an active license probably. License ID, I don't know what these are. Maybe it's different. License ID could specify a type of version of WoW. What licenses you have might determine what versions of WoW show up in your launcher. And ID WoW or type WoW event 1. I'm not sure what WoW event 1 is. Now add product WoW dev, which I think is probably something that they're putting for their, I'm assuming for their devs. But this doesn't give me a date, so this really doesn't tell me anything. I don't see any dates here. All this tells me is that they are currently making changes to the client to be able to display, to possibly be able to display the actual alpha on when you log in, to actually show the actual TBC beta. Possibly, I don't know. It's hard to say. Region permissions flags requires account, so you have to have an account. Ribbon text, TBC name alpha. User ID WoW dev. This is just the ID running the process. Maybe, I'm not sure what the ID WoW dev. Deprecated equals WoW event deprecated equals true. Region permissions. Requires account visible. Yeah, this doesn't really tell me that much. Apparently, Blizzard's Battle.net launcher application was updated some days ago. Now there's a clear reference to, so there is a reference. So I was right. Looking at that code, I was right. They actually, that is part of the launcher code. So it's trying to determine what to display to you as a user when you're looking at the launcher, like, what versions of the game are going to be available. There's a clear reference to the internal Burning Crusade Classic Alpha, which might suggest that the beta will soon be available, unlike World of Warcraft. So what this could be, is for developers. So like developers, when they launch the WoW, launch the WoW launcher inside of Blizzard, they're a developer. They see, because they're a developer, they see the actual alpha version of TBC, WoW TBC. And of course, we're not going to see alpha. Alpha's internal release still for World of Warcraft. They're looking at this, they're saying, okay, we're a WoW developer, that gives us the permissions to see this WoW TBC alpha version in the launcher so that they can launch the alpha client. I'm assuming that's what this is. So what this means to me probably is that they are testing alpha right now. Like the developers at Blizzard are testing an alpha build of TBC. Usually you get to go from alpha, depending on how polished it is. Blizzard usually has their stuff pretty polished. So again, I still think this means within a month we're going to see maybe the beta. Apparently Blizzard's Battle.net was updated, blah, blah. Unlike World of Warcraft Classic, there probably aren't that many issues to be tested. This is a good statement here, because now that since they've already done WoW Classic, they've already worked out a lot of the bugs and a lot of the issues that they were going to run into setting up these legacy servers. So since this is a Classic Burning Crusade, they shouldn't have as much to do to actually put these clients out there and have them ready. So that's what, which I totally agree with. Unlike WoW Classic, there probably aren't that many issues to be tested with TBC. Unfortunately, the reference to the beta isn't a confirmation that the beta will soon kick off, but we wanted to share this with you nonetheless. Burning Crusade launches later this year. So, yeah, so right now, we just don't know. But I still think it's within a month. You don't even have a running sub right now? I'm super busy with school. Well, I think, like I said, I think within the next month, we'll probably see the beta. And once the beta was out, it was like another month, I think, before the release was out. I think it was like another month. Don't quote me on that. I should probably get this mound of loose dirt while I'm here. Might as well. I wish I was back in college. Dude, I miss those years being in college. Going to class, meeting all kinds of new people, you know, like partying every night. I'm not gonna lie, I miss those days. Some of the best days of my life were probably in college. Well, at least the most fun. Maybe not the best days, but some fun days. Ooh, melon juice. Nice, I'll take melon juice. I'll take the melon juice. Wow, 4 healers. That's rare. It's rare that you have a group over in Lakeshire doing those elite quests that you have 4 healers. Usually they're always trying to find a healer. That's kind of funny. They have a group with 4 healers? You gotta be kidding me. Is he a healer? He wasn't a healer. So he's telling me that they have... Anyway, what's he a 60 warrior for? What? Oh, I messaged the wrong person. Oh my god. I'm a noob. I meant to whisper this person. I need to update my questy, it looks like. Okay, let me clear inventory.
How are you?
Don't need these now. That'll be enough. That'll be enough room.
What can I do for you? Or the Alliance?
Well met. Light bless you.
I need to clear some room in my inventory.
Hey there. Have a good one.
Pound of flesh. Yeah, I hope the beta comes out soon, Mason. Yeah, I think I did this quest already, but let's check. Yeah, I did all these? I thought I did. That's what Questy told me, and I didn't listen. Oh, Oh, right into the wall. That had to hurt. Biff. How? What the hell?
Well met. King's honor, friend.
Let's go try to do some elite quests. Oh yes, we have the warlock. Nice. Yeah, don't we? Human paladin with 1,000 health. Oh jeez. It's not necessarily a lot of health, is it? And I stood up before I finished my food buff. Julian, what are you doing? What are you frickin' doing? I'm so eager to go keep this guy alive. Gotta keep this guy alive. Alive. And a paladin too. You know what that means? It means we can bubble. We can bubble his paladin butt and keep him alive. Why is he pulling more? You know, I need more mana, buddy. Why is he pulling so many? It's like it's like he had almost 3 on him and he keeps pulling. It's like, dude, I'm gonna run out of mana, you little slimy little bitch. What the hell?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
I'm done with this party. I'm 100% done with these guys. These guys are complete, utter morons. Oh man, I'm dead. Let's see, which way do we come? I can't even see in here, it's so dark. Forget these guys, man. So he had 3 guys on him. He's not watching my mana. My mana was like 30%. Then he proceeded to pull 3 more. It was just like such a cluster, you know what I mean? And I will not, I'm sorry. One thing I won't do is group with complete people, like morons who are going to waste my time. I won't do it. So you guys can waste somebody else's time, but not mine. Can we do a jump? Can we do a swim? Can we make it? We can make it. Ah! Man, we bugged out of there. We were just like, see ya. Oh my god. What's my hearth at? Oh, it's at... Oh man, it's still at Dark Shore. Oh, and I have underwater breathing too for another 48 seconds. Did you see me bug out of that group? That was awesome. I'll go back and show you the video just to show you how bad that group was. That was awesome. Wish I had water walking or levitate. I don't know if I can get the video. Let's see. Yeah, we got it. Sweet. I'll show you guys the video here in a second. We'll do a little critique of this this tank, because I love doing that. As soon as we get to a safe spot. It's like looking at the hardcore mode, like death clips, where you can just, you know, hindsight's 20/20, but it's just really funny to see sometimes what people do in certain situations. The other thing, if you guys want to be successful in Burning Crusade, if you want to be a successful party member, if you're like a DPS especially, make sure you create an assist macro. I mean, you really need to assist the main tank in Burning Crusade. Burning Crusade is probably the most dangerous expansion for 5-mans that there is, because there's so many 5-mans where you're going to have to focus fire targets down, you're going to have to CC. If you don't assist the main tank, and if you start getting multiple aggros, your healer will not be able to keep up, because the damage in TBC in the 5-man dungeons, like, you know, the Shattered Halls and some of those dungeons early on, is really pretty severe. So if you want to be known as a good player and you want to be helpful with your group and your DPS, make sure you create an assist macro. Make sure you're always assisting the tank. Make sure you're not getting aggro. If you get aggro, make sure you do whatever you need to do to drop aggro. Oops. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, for the love of God, jump! There you go, girl. There you go. So if we take a look, not at that, not at that. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so hopefully this will get better quality here in a second. Yeah, there it goes. So right now we're just pulling. You know, we're doing these small pulls. We're fine. Oh, can we do faster playback speed? Oh, we can. Trying to get to where we died, or where he died, I guess, or where they probably wiped. Let's see. Come on, dude. Okay, so here's like he's got 3 mobs right now, and one of them is a caster, so he should be focusing the caster. So his first mistake, if you notice, is he's not focusing the caster. He's hitting a melee when he's got a caster back there who's continually throwing Shadow Word Pain on the tank that I have to keep cleansing, by the way, because it does a ton of damage on these mobs. And he's also sitting there taking Shadow Bolts in his face the entire time while he's hitting a melee class. So that's his first mistake, and that's a big mistake, because I'm having to heal through way more damage that he's taking because he's not focus firing down the caster. So that's his first mistake. The next mistake is when they down, I think there's 3 mobs here. I think when they finally kill one of them, he thinks, oh, it's okay, I'll just run up this hill and start aggroing more. If you look at my mana pool, it's already at 24%. A lot of that's been burned because I've been cleansing Shadow Word Pain off of them. So I'm at 24% mana, and oh, so actually it's not the tank's fault. They actually run up here. So they run up the they run up the hill here and get all these mobs. Actually, that was my bad. I thought he ran up the hill, but it was a runner that ran up the hill. Why is he pulling so many? It's like, so that was my bad. I actually thought he did that. I thought he ran up the hill, but actually it was a runner. So it wasn't really his fault. But yeah, but just the way he was handling the pull was pretty ugly. But it wasn't really his fault for the runner. So nice. But I didn't have any desire to play around with the poor group. I actually need to go to Stormman, and I want to see if I can see if there's any arcane damaging gear, just for fun. We can take a look. All right, hold on to that one. Standing strengths. So those 3 strengths. That Muzzle Gears might sell.
Safe travels.
But yeah, make sure when you go in the Burning Crusade that you set up your focus markers. I don't even think I have it set up my priest, but you know, which I should, and I will. But it's not as important, obviously, for a healer, because you're not really doing a lot of DPS. You're mostly healing. But even so, even as a healer, you probably should set it up, because if you can, there may be situations there where the mob's running like it was there, and as a priest, you can just, you know, hit your assist macro and do like a mind blast or something to help drop the mob, so they don't.
Can I help you?
So they don't run off and aggro more like they did there.
Safe travels.
But leveling a priest can be really boring. It's just like, ugh. I love healing on priests, I really do. I love healing. But leveling is, at this level, it's not that much fun. Some people like it, though. I think some people like priest leveling, but I'm not one of those people. I think I like... Hunter leveling is also fairly boring. I think I like warrior. I like melee class leveling, like rogues and classes that are more actively involved in combat. You know what would be really cool? What would be super cool is if they could put out a... And this, again, this comes down to my gripes with Blizzard, because you've got this great MMO that's pretty much the best MMO of all time. Everybody agrees. You know, it's obviously made the most money, had the most subscribers. Still has millions of people play the game. But there's obvious things in the game that can be enhanced, that can be made better. But these things can't be done in the current game engine. They need to create a new game. So all you have to do as Blizzard is to look at the game and take the most common areas that people would like to see made better, but that can't be made better in this version of the game, right? What's the number one thing in this game that could be made better? In my opinion, is combat, right? I mean, go to a more action-based combat system. Now, a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people like tab targeting, and I understand why they like tab targeting for a while, because it, you know, I don't want you to drastically change it. I don't want you to make a game, but it's not like WoW 2. It's just a different MMO. But they could make another game similar to WoW, but really increase, you know, some of the areas of the game that would make it more like modern. But I would love to see them make a high fantasy based MMO with a completely different IP, completely different type of story and characters and races, but put in a more of an action combat system, but keep the solidity of, because the thing that about WoW that's so great is how everything feels solid. Like when you're walking around, it feels like you're walking around on this walkway here. You know, it doesn't feel, you know, everything feels solid. Like the buildings, like this pillar that I got behind, which hopefully I can get away. But I know that when I move this pillar, it's actually there. I'm gonna hit it, so it feels very solid, and it looks solid. And this wall feels solid, and it looks solid. A lot of MMOs, things like that, don't feel solid. And a lot of MMOs, when you walk up to like a piece of wood like this, it won't naturally have your character kind of walk up on top of it like that, as smoothly as that. And all those little things add up to really make the world feel a lot more solid. And there aren't too many games out there that have a really good combat system where the game itself feels like a really massive open world and the game feels pretty solid. The only one I can say that I think is probably is Black Desert. In Black Desert, I think the world does feel pretty good, pretty solid. I like the feeling of walking around in that world. And but I don't even know if I can get into Black Desert because they went back to Pearl Abyss, and actually I need to do that today. When I was trying to get to Pearl Abyss, because they had me transfer my account, right? So if you go Pearl Abyss, games, Black Desert, have they updated it? It looks like they have. Access denied. Oh, that's kind of weird. Log in. Hopefully I can log in. I did transfer my account from, you know, the old people who ran this game. And hold on a second while I put up a different screen here. All right, so let's go to Pearl Abyss. All right, let's see if my login works. Because I did do the transfer. You had to transfer your account to Pearl Abyss from, I think it was Cacao Games. And this happened pretty recently. And I'm hoping that my transfer worked. Please work. Oh, hey. It did work. I don't know why it says purchase a package. Do I have to subscribe to play Black Desert now? Let's see. Novice edition. Well, how do I get BDO now? Master. So they have these new packages for Black Desert now. Let's try $30 Game Pass. Game Pass. Would you like to receive the Novice edition? What? So this is really weird. That's really weird. But anyways, yeah, they transferred. Hey, Tith. There's Tith. How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm looking forward to Burning Crusade, dude. I thought that was you in the server, and I was like, I hadn't seen you in a while, man. I'm looking forward to Burning Crusade, but I still think we're a ways out, you know? That's why I was trying to level up some of these characters to get them up to 60, you know? I definitely want to play a priest and a hunter and my paladin. I think they did say that. Pretty sure they said that the paladin's going to get Seal of Blood, the alliance, so that they're, you know, so that everybody doesn't just roll Blood Elf paladins, because Seal of Blood was so much better than the alliance seal. So that's good. I think that's a good thing. A lot of private servers do that. I don't want to buy the $30 package because I just bought a $35,000 truck yesterday. So I'm like trying not to spend too much money. So do I really want to spend a lot of money on this game? I don't understand why, because Black Desert was free, right? I mean, I thought it was free. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Sweet.
Pleased to meet you. Off and away.
But didn't give Horde Fear Warden Classic. Well, I think I don't know. I mean, Fear Ward is helpful, but it's not. I mean,
Hello?
it's only really helpful in PvP, and it's not. I'm sorry, but I think Fear Ward is. I think people make Fear Ward out to be a lot stronger than it really is. I mean, you can easily dispel Fear Ward. It's like, and there was no arena. There was no arena, Tombo in Classic, so it's not like people are going into arena without fear, with no Fear Ward. So I really don't think that's a big deal. But when you have the reason that they're doing it is because they don't want everybody not to play the Alliance Paladin. They don't want everybody who loves Paladins to just say, well, you know what, I'm not going to play an Alliance Paladin. I'm just going to go Blood Elf, and then you're just going to have this massive drove of Blood Elf Paladins. I think it's that they're trying to keep it more balanced. So to me, that makes a lot more sense. Whereas Fear Ward's just, yeah, they gave Fear Ward to Horde, I think, in TBC, I'm assuming. And I hope. Now, if Fear Ward wasn't there in TBC, I would say, yeah, that's kind of a problem because it does make it a little bit imbalanced for Arena. How the hell did I even have a...
You have a great day now. Daylight's burning.
I don't even know. Yeah, I understand. I think I agree with you. I think that for balance point of view, I totally agree with you 100%. I think when you make an MMO, if you give certain classes like a certain ability like Fear Ward, maybe you should give the other classes. It doesn't have to be Fear Ward, but something else that can kind of say, well, they've got Fear Ward, but we've got this. You know what I mean? Give them, and that gives class what we like to call class identity, right? And so if both had Fear Ward, that's just kind of boring, right? You're just carbon copying the classes. So what I would have done was given priests, the Alliance priest, to Fear Ward, but I would have given the Alliance the Horde priest, like like the Devouring Plague, or maybe I don't remember. I don't play Horde priest that much, but I would have given the Horde priest something different that gives them a slight, bump, a slight advantage in a certain way, whether it's more DPS, maybe a little bit better mana regen, but something to give them a class identity to say, well, undead Horde priests can put out a little bit more damage than Alliance priests, but Alliance priests have Fear Ward. You know what I mean? That makes it more unique and it makes it feel interesting. You play Horde priest, yes, I play Alliance priest and I play Night Elf, and like I was saying, I was on Cargos' stream the other day, about a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about they were talking about TBC and they were talking about Arena, and I said, don't underestimate how good a Night Elf priest is in Arena, and I got laughed out of the fucking street. I got laughed at. They get Devouring Plague, exactly, which is a good ability, Phil. So you could sit there and say that I thought they got it. Yeah, so to me, that it is balanced because you're giving the undead priest more damage. Devouring Plague is a really good skill. So you can't complain about Fear Ward when you've got Devouring Plague. I mean, to me, that balances it out. But yeah, I got laughed out of Cargos' stream. They're like, people thinking, oh, you have to have a Dwarf Priest because of Fear Ward. I'm like, well, you can run up against me with your Dwarf Priest, and I'm just going to dispel Fear Ward, And guess what? I'm gonna be able to have my rogue keep you guys busy while I Shadow Meld to get a full drink in. So you're gonna be like, well, you spelled Fear Ward, but you burned some mana. I'm like, I guarantee you in that arena match with my rogue partner, the good one that I had back in Burning Crusade, that we would be able to pull off a Fear, a Sap, and he would engage the melee, and I'd run somewhere and Shadow Meld and drink, and you wouldn't even know where I was. I'd be back to full mana. So it really doesn't in any way. In my opinion, the Night Elf Priest is almost superior. But that's just me. I know I'm in the very minority on that. In the very, very minority. Most people would never have the balls to even say that they thought a Night Elf Priest is better than a Dwarf Priest in Arena in TBC, but I'll say it, and I did say it. With specific comps, though. It has to be a specific comp, right? I mean, this guy's like, what? This guy's like level 30? Damn.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Wow. Man, this may be more difficult than I realized. I haven't done this quest in so long. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I was talking, Phil, I was talking about it yesterday, and here's my point of view on the Dwarf Priest versus the Night Elf Priest. The Dwarf Priest gives you Fear Ward. How many matches are you going to play where the other team has Fear, right? Like, so they're either going to have a Shadow Priest or, like a Warlock or a Warrior. So maybe 40% of the matches. So maybe only 40% of the time does Fear Ward even come into play. Then if you do need Fear Ward, right? And like if I'm going against a team that has a Dwarf Priest, like I said, I can dispel Fear. I can dispel the Fear Ward. It's not that difficult. I might have to dispel them 2 or 3 times, but I'm going to get their Power Word Fortitude off. I'm going to get their Fear Ward off, right? So yeah, I blew a little bit of mana, and it took me a little bit of time to dispel Fear Ward. But I have Shadow Meld. I have Star Shards. I'm going to be able to have an extra dot that I can use. Because remember, Star Shards in Burning Crusade are instant cast. It's another dot. So I have multiple dots that I can throw on stealthers to keep them from re-stealthing. I also, if I'm running with my rogue partner, which I would run with a rogue partner, it's not difficult for me to pop a fear. Because at the end of a fear, if they don't break the fear with the trinket, at the end of that fear, combat will, you will come out of combat. So basically you just get a fear, and as long as they have already trinketed, they're going to be feared for the full duration. Right? And then you're going to be out of combat. You can easily at that point run somebody, Shadow Meld and drink, and get all you have to do too. It doesn't take much at all. Like you fear them, and if they like when I fear these guys here, notice it fear the guy all the way over here to the corner. Well, all I have to do is fear, just run the other direction. It's like, oh, he ran over there to the corner because of fear. I'll just run over here, right? And I'll just do this. I'll Shadow Meld and drink right here. Now if he's not looking, he doesn't even know where I am. He's like, where'd the priest go? Well, the priest is drinking somewhere. By the time they come out of the fear, well, of course, they would have been out of the fear already, because remember, I can't Shadow Meld until they're out of fear. But right as I got out of the fear, I would be so far away that even if they knew where I was, I'm still going to get a couple ticks of drink in. So in my opinion, I prefer that ability over Fear Ward. That's just my opinion. Because to me, with mana burn that exists in Burning Crusade Arena, I like getting the extra drinks in to get my mana back. To me, that's more important. But like I said, I am very much in the minority on that, Holy Priest may be hard to come by at endgame, PvE, and TBC. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played Burning Crusade. I don't remember how good Holy Priests were. I played mostly Disc Priest because I was doing PvP. As far as healing, I think I healed as like a Disc Holy hybrid. So, yeah. I think the other thing about TBC that's kind of fun is actually I even went with a hybrid spec one, like I went with what I called a tri-spec one time, where I even talented down into Mindflay. I talent pointed down into Mindflay, and then I went into Disc to get down into Inner Focus and a few of these, and improved mana burn. I had one. I don't even know if I had improved mana burn, but I did like a tri build once where I had talent points in every tree, just so I could get Mindflay, just to see how much it would help lock down someone who's trying to get away from my rogue. Because a lot of times my rogue would get. We had a lot of matches against Druid Warrior. A lot of matches against Druid Warrior. A lot. I can't say that enough. And the Warrior would always, hamstring or whatever it's called. What is it? Hamstring with the Warrior? I always mix it up with the Rogue or with the Hunter. Yeah, but he would always hamstring the Rogues, and then he would get away when he was dying. And so to counteract that, one time I tried out using Mind Flay, and I would just Mind Flay the warriors. He was trying to run away. It worked out okay, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it worked out often enough to where it was viable to spec that way. But it was fun just for fun, just to try something different. So. But yeah, I mean, don't underestimate Night Elf. But again, the Night Elf Priest is really good with a rogue because of the fact that when we fear them and they get out of combat, your rogue can basically re-stealth and sap and pull off a sap. So it's very easy. You're going to get a lot of opportunities for your rogue to sap one of their teammates out of a fear, which is going to give you the opportunity to Shadow Meld and drink because the only person left is one of their. They're only going to have one other person up because the other person is sapped, and that person can't get to me because the rogue's just going to be on them with crippling poison. So they're crawling trying to get to me, and I'm over there drinking. So it's very easy, if you know what you're doing, to pull off full drinks. Drinking from like 20% mana to full. It's very easy to do if you're skilled and you know what you're doing. And it's not quite as feasible if you don't have Shadow Mouth. You can do it, but it's not as easy. So. But that's just me. I like Phil, I like, I think we will. Tombo, honestly, I do think we'll see a different meta. I don't know if we'll see more Nelf Priests. I don't think we will, because people are so pig-headed about that stuff. But I do think that because of trinkets and because of add-ons, like if you watch that Hunter Vade, V-A-Y-D, he uses an item rack add-on that allows him to swap like 4 or 5 different trinkets, and I never did that. I never saw that being done in Burning Crusade. So I don't know if that's something that was done a lot. I don't even know if item rack existed in Burning Crusade. I don't think it did. So the ability to swap between different trinkets at different times, because certain trinkets in your inventory are on cooldown, to give you different types of proc effects in certain situations, that alone gives you a lot more tools to work with. So I definitely think we're going to see I'm 100% sure that we'll see a different meta. I mean, we're going to see the same old teams that work well, but we're going to see some teams that maybe were really good, that were maybe like A tier, might make it up to S tier based on certain trinkets or certain items that they now know about a little bit better than they did back in the original Burning Crusade. I do think add-ons are different now, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like add-ons for Arena. I wish that add-ons were never allowed in World of Warcraft, to be honest with you. I don't like add-ons. I think that the WoW UI is good enough that you could just... There's no need. I mean, people are like, well, the add-ons add quality of life. I'm like, yeah, they do. And some add-ons I like. Like, the move anything, being able to move stuff around. Anything that doesn't give you an advantage, I have no problem with. But when you have add-ons that are telling you when a person used a trinket, when you have add-ons that are telling you, the enemies, like, all their cooldowns, I don't really like that. I think you need to be managing it in your own head as opposed to letting all these add-ons do it, because I think that says something for the skill of the player. But that's just me. I'm always on the minority on a lot of these types of topics because I'm pretty old school and I don't really, I'm old school that way. But anyways, I'm going to try to see if I can get Black Desert up and running, guys, because I actually feel like playing some Black Desert today because I haven't played in a long time. Plus, they are adding some stuff now that Black Desert's no longer being done by Cacao Games and it's back to Pearl Abyss, who was the original developers of Black Desert. It's interesting. There's a video done by Kira TV or whatever. That guy, by the way, I'm not a big fan of his. But he does have a video where he's talking about some of the stuff they've added, or they're talking about doing in Black Desert. So it's really interesting to see if moving Black Desert back to Pearl Abyss is going to turn out to be a good thing or not. So prep for Burning Crusade. Other than leveling Tombo, I just want to get my characters up to 60 and have decent gear. Because as you guys know, the first couple quests are pretty difficult. When you first do the opening quests after going through the Black Portal, they're actually fairly difficult. I mean, you'll find yourself, if you have like really bad gear, and if you get a fresh 60 and you go into the Dark Portal, you're going to find yourself struggling on the quests. So I want to make sure that my characters have at least, decent gear. It doesn't have to be like, it's not going to be anything from raiding gear, but just really good blue gear. Gear from, UBRS or something. You know what I mean? Like just some good blues, so that they can be fairly decent. Yeah, the random battlegrounds I think is a nice change of pace from Levingville, and I like it when they Like in retail WoW, the only thing in retail WoW that I kind of like, and I have a love-hate relationship with it though, is just queuing for battlegrounds, random battlegrounds. The problem with it is though, there's so many people that are exploiting and cheating. There's actually quite a lot of exploiting and cheating going on, and I don't really care for that too much. So yeah, Phil, I'm gonna try to see if I can get Black Desert. Here, let me do it. I can try to set up the game while this stream's still going. I thought I had the window open. Yeah, here. So it went from, let's see, my page. Let's go to my page. Master change in January 29th, 2021. Web storage. I don't know how this is going to work. Account information. It's weird that it says I'm a member since here because they like switched accounts. So I don't really understand if my characters that I had in the original Black Desert are still there or not. If they're not, I really don't care. But if I lost all of the cosmetic stuff I had purchased and all that stuff, that would kind of suck. So I'm not really sure, you know. Yeah, it's weird. It went, and the way they did it was really odd. They ported. You had to go through this kind of weird process of like transferring. And if you guys haven't done it, if you've never played Black Desert, you can go to here. Just let me show you guys kind of, because it was kind of weird. If you go to MMO Byte's site here and you just search for, Black Desert. I don't know if this is it.
Now, for one, I know a lot of people are actually very happy with this change because Cacao are, they're closer. But what are your guys?
I'm trying to figure out where, let's see, 9 months ago, 2 months ago. No, it's got to be more recent than that. 1 month ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when he put the video out. I don't see it though, but he had a video on how you kind of transferred. I don't know. I went through the whole process of transferring. So I'm gonna try. There's this novice edition which says it's free, but so yeah. Let's just try this and see what happens. It says I own the package. How do I? Okay, it says I own the package, but how do I play the game? Did you see that? It said you own it. Like, owned packages, novice edition. Well, how do I play the game, right? Items received, Game Pass. I'm totally confused. How do I play the game then? Like, package history. How do you play the game? Oh my god. I mean, their website is really bad. I'm like looking at this and I'm like, oh, you don't know what Black Desert is, Tombo? Oh my god, Black Desert is an MMO. It's a really good MMO, but it's very grindy. It's very PvP oriented. But where do I? Is there like a launcher? Black Desert, Black Desert. What is this? Please enter the coupon. No, I don't have a coupon code. I don't care about that. Recent logins. Change password, activity. I wonder what link account does. No, we don't want that. Account details. Okay. How do I play the game? Here we go. Well, I already did. See, I did the transfer your account. Here's download the launcher. I already went. So on the transfer account, you have to go through here. Oh, it says I did this and this. Agreed. Maybe I have to do this. I thought I did all this. Yeah, it should all be transferred. It should all be transferred. Oh my god. Yeah, you have to go through these steps to do a transfer. Clear UFO's count, clear transferred. I had Cacao Games account, yeah. See transfer rewards. Oh wow, it looks like it's going to install it in the last location that I had the game installed. That's interesting. This is Black Today. Let's just do okay, so I already had it installed at this location. Let's call it PA for Pearl Abyss. Or we'll just say Black Desert Online. And we'll just say PB or PA, Pearl Abyss. Hey, Alex, what's up? What is this? Bots? Juego? Wow, yay, goodbye. Okay, goodbye, Alex. Yeah, you came at the end of my stream. I'm just setting up some Black Desert, hopefully. But anyways, yeah, I'm curious to see, because it is a remastered version of Black Desert, so it's supposed to be better graphics. I don't know. We'll find out. But anyways, I'm gonna stop this stream, guys. We'll try to start up the... if I can get Black Desert working, we'll give it a go. It's going to take a while to, obviously, to get it rolling. But what I'm really curious is, did the transfer account work? I mean, I did go through the transfer account process. And did it actually transfer my characters and all my money and everything that I had on the account over? So, you know, I hope it did. If it didn't, oh well. I'm not going to be heartbroken over it. Anyways, guys, I'll start the stream back up in a bit, and I'm probably gonna try to play some Black Desert if it works. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can log in at least. And what was my password again? Okay, hey. All right, at least my password worked. They have a different launcher. This is a completely different launcher than what they used to have. Yeah. Yeah, see this? I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that all my characters from my original Black Desert account are going to be gone. They're just all going to be gone. Like everything's going to be gone. I don't think this transfer is going to have worked. Now, if we go back here, right? When I click agree to transfer, what does it do? In your account and its progression, you'll have to transfer it to a new platform through this page. Okay, well, what do I do? It says you see you'll still be able to, I mean, I went through and agreed to the transfer. It says server transfer schedule. I get it says February 24th. Well, this is February 28th, so it should have already transferred. That's what's kind of getting me here. Let's go to my account. What's my login again? Yeah, see, this is like the old login. Weird. Yeah. So it's not even accepting my new login. So weird, dude. It's really strange when games try to change, change from one publisher to another. Well, I have no idea what my account is for here at this one. But we're logged into the Pearl Abyss account. So I don't know if you guys watched the MMO Bytes video yesterday or the day before yesterday, that a bunch of games shut down. Like a bunch of games, MMOs were shut down, and the publisher who's handling Rift is the one who's been shutting down a bunch of them. Let's see, who publishes? Who publishes? It's not Trying Worlds. Is it Game Ago? I think it's Game Ago. Yeah, here you go. So Game Ago just recently shut down, in one fell swoop, they shut down Eden Eternal, Twin Saga, and Defiance, 3 different MMOs. So they'll provide each game's special server events. Now, they also, I believe, run ArcAge, Trove. I thought they also did Rift. So anyways, Rift MMO, you can plan on that one being shut down very, very soon. So if you guys want to play Rift, you should, before it gets shut down, I would recommend you go play it right now, because I think they're going to shut down it really soon. Hey, 6574, did I play Perfect? I did not play Perfect World because I think it's an isometric game. I don't play isometric games. I've tried, but I just don't like that type of view. So World. This is like music. Where's the game? Perfect World. It's an MMO, right? Here. Oh, it's not isometric, huh? But I do have, let's see. If I want to play Perfect World, I do have a private server here that runs Perfect World. This is a private server for Perfect World, and I could, install this. You know what? Maybe should we try it? I don't have an account. So, but I could. I've never played it. It looks pretty fun, but let's see what Lazy has to say about it.
Here, parrots, a giant, really epic looking character. The game has player housing, the game has territory wars where guilds can fight for land. I always love to see this feature in MMOs. The game has player shops, which is something I'd like to see in more modern MMOs. This game was a pain in the ass to get running, as the launcher would constantly crash during the install, and optimization wise the game really struggles. Even the game's most recent gameplay trailer was running at like 10 FPS. The combat feels really out of date, all of the abilities feel really static and non-impactful. The visuals and engine didn't age too well, and due to its age and declining player base, the future is uncertain for how long this game will be around for. Overall, it was fun going back to check out Perfect World, and given how much money the game must have made over the course of its life, I'm surprised they didn't develop a Perfect World 2 on PC, as people really seem to like the fantasy open world flying MMOs. I guess they're instead focusing on Perfect World Mobile, which is making a fuckload of money in the East, and is probably an example.
Yeah, so I didn't play it, and just looking at the game and after his review, I probably don't really have a big desire to play it. But, I don't think I have a big desire to play Perfect World. But if I can get Black Desert running today, we'll try it. If it doesn't have all my original stuff from my original account, I'm not really going to worry about it too much. I'll just create a new character and start fresh. I don't really care about that that much. In fact, I would almost be happy if it doesn't have my old account because it would force me to start fresh. Which sometimes, in a way, is a good feeling, to just have a clean slate, and just be like, I've got a clean slate, I have to start over, which can sometimes be really nice, instead of like leveling up a character and be like, why am I leveling this up when I have all these others that are already at max, or not max level, but higher, higher level. So well, we got ways to go yet. Hey Sam, how's it going, man? Yeah, it's a fun game. I spent a lot of time. If you go back on my channel, I've got quite a few videos where I played Black Desert over the past, last year, and I finally learned more about crafting and growing my own crops and stuff like that, which is very time consuming, but really interesting. I mean, it's got a great, there's a great, there's great profession systems in Black Desert, like really, really good stuff. I've built my own boat. I've gone sailing. There's fishing. There's harpooning. There's horse breeding. You can you can go capture horses and breed them, and that's really cool. So there's a lot of really cool things. I think to really enjoy Black Desert, you kind of have to like. I think you have to like professions, because if you don't like professions and you're not doing any of those little things like horse breeding and fishing and stuff like that, and if you're not doing those things, then the only thing that's really left in the game is just PvP, because the game really doesn't have a whole lot of PvE. It's mostly PvP. But the combat is so much fun that I can just go in there for hours and just kill monsters for hours and just enjoy it, because the combat's so much fun, Yeah, and I already had Black Desert installed on the E drive, so I'll have to uninstall that. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, no, we'll let the other one finish. Cargos is doing a stream on more Burning Crusade stuff. I think you can see there's only 499 people watching. The interest in Burning Crusade is definitely there, but it's nothing like it was for Classic. Like when Classic was coming out, the interest was huge. Like, if Cargos was doing a stream on Classic WoW, I'd be interested to see how many people were probably in there watching. I bet it would be a lot more than just 499 people. So I don't think the interest is as big for Burning Crusade as it was for Classic. And I don't think Burning Crusade will be as successful as Classic, even though I think Burning Crusade has way better content. I just think that a lot of people have kind of, been there, done that. And I'm one of those people. I've played WoW for so long. It's very, very difficult for me to go into WoW and really enjoy it as much as I used to, just because, I've played it for so long. I'm just kind of bored of it. But having said that, I'm still really looking forward to Burning Crusade. I'm sure I'll have fun playing it. Just maybe not as much fun as I would have, originally.
Of information at the time of this recording. However, when more information is officially released, I will make a better video outlining everything about it. But for now, we do know that there is a new EverQuest 2 PvP server coming. It does look like they learned some lessons based on the discussion they're having on the official EverQuest 2 Discord on mistakes made with the last time they tried to do a PvP server. So it looks like they're reaching out to the community to get as much advice as possible. But real quick, let's hear from our sponsors before we get in deeper into the little bit of information we have before we during the first quarter of 2021. So that doesn't leave a whole lot of a gap of time before we would or should be seeing this launch. Now, as with any MMO that does PvP, the balance is going to be the key. And from my experience, we got certain classes, such as the Necro or the Shadow Knight, that are super overpowered. And it does cause a problem.
I love the Shadow Knight.
Are they even going to worry about that? I mean, we are talking about a company like Darkfall Games, limited staff, and, well, So I just don't expect there to be a ton of balance changes. Hopefully there's some. I think it's needed, especially if they want this to be something that lasts. And that's something that they're talking about, right? Like making this a permanent PvP server. not a seasonal thing or anything like that. Now, of course, anytime you talk about PvP in a new server, it's of course going to come up. Is this a free-for-all? I hope not. We'll see what happens. But what I'm actually hoping for here is not a free-for-all PvP server. That's just chaotic. And, you know, there's people out there that like that. I'm not personally one of them. Or the faction-based PvP, I should say, is what I would prefer to see. The good races versus the evil races. That to me is what PvP in EverQuest 2 is. Now, I played on an old PvP server way back in the day. Wasn't my main character, but I did toy around with them. You got to keep in mind, I was coming to EverQuest 2 from Dark Age of Camelot, which had insanely good PvP, especially at that time. And so, of course, I rolled a PvP tune when I played EverQuest 2 as my alt. And I had a lot of fun grouping up with people, and we'd run around looking.
So I guess they're going to roll out another PvP server, but when? Take a look at the Discord. Well, we'll join the EverQuest 2 Discord. Yeah, I mean EverQuest 2 is okay. It's kind of fun, but PvP server to be named later. So far it doesn't look like we know. Caledon's the server I played on a little bit, and it was pretty fun, but the game kind of had died down pretty quickly after. It was pretty busy for a while, but it definitely died down. All right, guys, I have the stream here, and like I said, I'll try to come back and stream some Black Desert in a bit. I'm gonna take a little break. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday, and I will talk to you again in a little bit. Again, just thanks for swinging by, and